Well, hello everyone. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Sunday evening. I hope everyone had a very, very great weekend. I hope everyone had a, great Sunday, I guess, great weekend. And, yeah, I'd like to thank you so much for spending the last couple hours of the weekend here on the Nerd server here. So, as mentioned, we're going to be continuing on the Nerd server today. And last time on Friday, we did a lot of little tasks. So, something different now. We kind of expanded out our farm a lot. It looks uneven, but it's actually not. I keep looking at this and I'm like, But so we have that out there, and we ended up starting to grow out our carrots a little bit. So we'll keep track of that. And another thing that we've been doing too is we actually thinned out our animal herd a little bit. Not the sheep so much, as you can see that's they're all piling in there, but everywhere else, with the cows and with the chickens and that. So we're going to keep tabs on them. We're going to go over occasionally and keep feeding them in that. But today what I wanted to do is, we also did a little bit of resource gathering, not a ton though, as you can see that it's a little bit different over here. There's no trees, so we took those down there. And I think we should have enough materials to do some building up here today, because originally I thought we were going to need more birch planks for the floor. But I think that we're going to be okay. The only thing we would need it for is if we wanted to use the walls like that, but I'm not sure that I want to do that. So I think what we're going to do is, because again, we kind of just need to get the outside structure, and we got some wood. I don't know if it's going to be enough to finish. And that, so what we're going to do is we'll build what we can and then maybe gather a little bit more resources in that. So it'll be a little bit more of a chill type of stream. So let me just get some stuff out of the way here, because I also stacked the wood in here, and we'll also put the dirt out here and that. So we'll take that for now, and then like I said, we can always come back down here. So alright, so we'll put this down here. But again, as always, if anyone did anything super fun over the weekend, feel free to drop it in the chat. For me, it was kind of just like a chill weekend. And that the weather was pretty nasty on Saturday with wind, so just kind of like chilled in that, because it was like near whiteout conditions for many of it. Not so much a ton of snow, but just like light snow being blown around and whatnot. So there. So we'll finish putting in the floor here. Alright. And also, I think there are some inconsistencies, like, with the wood pattern on the side, so we are going to have to fix some of that. Like, I like the way that this looks, so just the way that it's textured, putting it to the side versus up and down and whatnot, so. I'm thinking that, because again, like, how many back did I want to go? I wanted to go 2 back. So originally because I wanted to have a walkway that was... Oh yeah, that's another thing with putting the floor where we did. That's right, it's not going to be... I'm trying to think from like a... Because I think just having one... I wanted to have like a 2 walkway... I'll see, it's kind of... Oh, I put in the wrong one. So would I have to go all the way in? Let me see. Oh yeah, because I can't... Interesting. Okay. Should I put walls at all? I feel like I should. Also another thing, let me... Really quick as well. Let's try to make a trapdoor. Probably should have thought out the second floor a little bit. There we go. But I think I want to end up using trapdoors in that as like a railing around. So let's see. Oh yeah, am I gonna have to redo the floor to put it up? I think also we have to go the other way with this. Well, we might have to change some things because this is yeah, we might have to change some things. I mean, unless I just put the second, I could just put a second. Let's sleep. Because otherwise it's going to be, Why use slabs? And I mean, I didn't use... Yeah, I used slabs. So I would have to do one more stone slab. I guess. Do I have any more oak slabs just to see? I mean, it should be okay. I don't think that messes up too much. Do I have any? Oh, I do. Or birch slabs, I'm sorry, I keep saying. We also could... And then, like, have essentially a step down into the room. Might have to cut down some more birch trees. Because at first I was just like, but you know, we don't have to... Yeah, that's right, because it doesn't have to be like a uniform... Oop. I was going to say we could do the outdoor walk, like the path. The other thing is... How do I want to do this? Because it's a little bit different than what I was thinking. Basically, we would have to, like, go from here. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I'm sorry, Trey, I'm going to start being a little picky right now. With look and everything. Yeah, but I think we're also going to have to keep the... Because what I was thinking was having... Alright. Hey, Buster, welcome in. Happy to have you here. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I like the look of this. I mean, obviously we're going to put something under here. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. Man, I'm having second thoughts on, like, the look. But I should have thought about that in the second floor, because, like, if we want to have it... This is a modded server. Yeah, I mean, we use, there's a couple different plugins that we use, on it, so it is a paper server there with a few mods tacked onto it just for certain things to, make things a little bit easier on here, like a map, for example. Like, we have, like, a Google Maps-esque type thing. Also, how's this gonna... Yeah, that looks bad because the windows are going to be off then. But yeah, also on our Discord, I also have a It should be relatively updated. I'll have to double check because I might have added one in, but I do have a list on the Discord of the plugins that are used. If you are interested in learning a little bit more about them, exclamation point Discord there. Yeah, this isn't going to work like this. It's just because I want the windows to be uniform. I just don't like the look. Because again, it's going to mess with the windows. Oi. The invite in the description is invalid. Thanks for letting me know. I'll take a look at it. I mean, I also have it in my profile. See if that ends up working on there. I had changed a few things with it, so it could have been there could be a potential something could have been wrong with the link. So sorry about that. But yeah, if you check in the description, I think in my or in my bio, you should be able to find it there too. Yeah, it's gonna look kind of stupid though if it doesn't have walls. I kind of wanted the walkway around. Well, I guess I kind of want the walkway, although we're gonna waste a lot of wood if I do this and it doesn't end up working out. If we make a bunch of trapdoors. Let me see. There. The bio's invalid. Okay, thanks for letting me know. I'll take a look after the stream and try to get it updated. If you could search on Discord, it should be, you know, under Nerd Builder on there, the nerd server. Let me see. Why is this? Nerd Builder server. I can also, what I'll do really quick, just to make it easy for now, I'll just drop into the chat the ones that I'm, just to make it easier right now, since I have it up. Okay. Yeah, so that should be a fairly up-to-date list there of what I'm using, or what we're using on here. Okay. We'll make a bunch of trapdoors. Let's see how this, I have to do this, but if we don't end up... I want to see how it looks, though. Because I kind of like the idea of having it. I just... around, like, having that kind of thing, because that's just how I pictured it. So let me do this. Oh. Buster, thank you so much for following. Very much appreciate it. There, okay. I kind of, this is how I was picturing it to begin with, so I don't know. So I'm going to take a look from below. I mean, I guess on the other side of it, the other thing we... I just kind of like that look. We also, I think we're out of birch too. So we might have to go chop some down really quick, yeah. I like this look though. I just kind of pictured like eventually when we can get, you know, get some, like a nicer light that we could kind of have it come down from the ceiling, like via, you know, from like having a chain kind of attached to it and whatnot. I just, my thing with the wall is just because, I guess the other solution would be to kind of leave this maybe as like, cut it short, so that way it's not messing with the windows. Because again, like up here it's just going to be, because most of the functional stuff's going to be downstairs anyways, this is just more like a bedroom and extra storage and whatnot. Let me just put these. I can do this. Well, let's just do this while I'm being indecisive. Because I think I want it to be uniform on the outside, because if the windows are mismatched every which way, it's going to look kind of crappy. Alright, we'll also go sleep in a second. Let's get this. There we go. Because I spent so much time designing the bottom floor with like to make sure kind of like the front of it looked, I didn't think so much about the upper floor. Alright, so maybe we'll do that. It'll have to come out from here though. So if I go like, there we go. Because I want it to be at least too wide, so it's not like, it's not too claustrophobic. Or I could do a different, so it would probably come out to like, do I have windows under here? No. No. Okay. I don't care so much if the outside is like... I mean, the windows don't have to be exactly uniform, but again, like, I kind of wanted to do the three... Like, I want to keep the design somewhat similar. It can be somewhat different. Now, I'm almost wondering... I don't want to use planks, though. So maybe let's go... Maybe let's chop down some birch trees. Because I already know what I want to do here. And then, like I said, I'll probably put some... That would look kind of bad on the ceiling, though, if I... Unless it's right under there. It's not going to be right under, though, because, like, if this is the... It's probably going to... It should be probably, like, right about here. I wonder how it's gonna look. Let me just see. Let me take one up. That doesn't look too good. kind of wood though? Because I mean, I'd have to. I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be the same because on the bottom, I mean. Well, yeah, if we bring the entire floor up, actually, this will be a moot point, won't it? Because that way it'll just, I think that's the other thing. We'll have to we'll bring the floor up, so then, like, I'll have to bring this up one more, up to here, and then we'll adjust based on there. Because this way it'll be like a moot point, so, like, this way, like, this is the best way I can think to do this. That, like, it doesn't mess up the exterior, and then, like, we'll just kind of leave this as, like, I don't know, like, we'll put, like, a bench or something out here as, like, a way to kind of just look out and reflect upon the bigger things in the Minecraft world. Yeah, so I'm going to have to get more, so we're going to have to cut down a bunch of birch trees, so apologies, it might not be as much building today as I had originally thought that we were going to do. I think it's okay to do a different level on the second, like, with that. Because I do like this look. I think this is it's gonna look better. I think right now the issue is I'm having trouble visualizing this, so I think, like, we just gotta, let's just stick with it. This is the only way I could think to make this work on this floor. Because again, I wanted to have, like, a walkway going around. Because also that would be a pain in the butt that if I need to get to that side that I have to, I don't want to put, like, a bridge across here. But I also don't want to have to come down like this and then run up this side. And that's a pain in the butt. This is the best way I could think to do this, to make this look. And again, I'm not going to change, so just to keep this consistent. I'll probably do something on the outside to kind of, so it's not just like a giant, like, that, but yeah, I'm not going to change this. So, like, that'll keep going in the same direction. And let's see, okay, I don't have any windows under here either. But the thing is, because the window's right over here, because then there's the right there. And again, this is subject to revision, of course. And there's another window there. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to say what's probably going to get dark relatively soon. Yeah. I'm thinking this is the best way to go. That's what we'll do. Okay. I'm just going to hang out for a minute because it's going to get dark. And that maybe we could just really quick just kind of do the same thing on this side as well. This is the best way to go because that way we're leaving some space. Oh, did I come too far? Oh no, we're good. Yeah, that's good. So that way this is consistent, and let's see though, would I have a window on this side? Is it right under here? Of course it is. So I guess, actually, I guess what we could do, maybe, well, I also changed the dining room look because I wanted to have like a dark oak on there, but I want the exterior to be kind of consistent. Because I guess what I could do, because we could just divide up the window. So we'll have like a window here, and then we'll have a window here. because this is right in the middle. So it'll look a little different, and I guess this side doesn't have any windows, so I don't know if it's like a moot thing. Alright, so the sun is about to set there. Also, I guess we can go check on the animals really quick. Oop. Okay. Crisis averted, question mark? Guess we'll find out. Come here. Yes, I gotta remember to do this each day. Come here. There we go. Actually, we run in the back. Actually, very good by the chickens. Cows could take a lesson. They all lined up properly. Alright. Well, they don't need any. Alright, so we'll keep expanding out. I think this will end up looking okay. We'll see. Yeah, so we'll sleep in a second. That's the thing, though, is I always second guess myself on this type of stuff, and you know, I should have thought of this, that on the that's right, because we put this one layer below, and that the slab. So I'll have to try to we'll fix this, and then I think this is going to be the best way to go. So we're going to have to cut it short on here. Unfortunately, it's not going to go all the way back. But if I want to keep this design and not have a situation where it's, I mean, I guess we could have did like a bridge across and had the doors, because this should go up equally on this side and then just have like a bridge across, but I don't know how. I guess we could. But this would have been kind of a waste in the back here then. There, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so let's chop down some birch trees. Then I'm gonna try to get enough for the floor. Oop. There we go. Awesome. So we'll hang out here for a second just till the clear protect does that, and then as I was dropped into the chat earlier, I probably should have explained. I was really trying to figure this out. I was like really focused on trying to figure it out. This is a joinable server. You know, it doesn't cost anything to join. It just requires 5,000 nerd coins, and that which can be acquired simply by just watching the streams, chatting in chat, and if you're not following and you follow, that can give you 500 nerd coins just for following here, and again, free, doesn't cost anything. So if you do have an interest in joining the server, again, it is a vanilla server. I did drop some of the mods into the... They're not mods, I mean, they're plugins, I guess, technically. So it's a paper server. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry. It didn't mean anything up until I set this up. Either, but essentially, you know, there's a couple different ways for Minecraft to for the servers to function, and you know, there's a Forge server which has some very cool mods on it there, and which I'm actually thinking about starting a series on based off of like on a Forge mod. And then there's the paper ones with certain plugins. So we do have a couple different ones. So you know, as I listed on there, a lot of the Essentials X stuff that's more just like basic administrative type of stuff there, and Core Protect, you know, this stuff it's meant to stop from griefing and that type of thing. There, we do have clear lag that is supposed to, you know, any items, so that's why sometimes you see me running around trying to grab these things when that little timer comes on, or when it says like 60 seconds in that, because essentially what it does is like for items that are kind of like chilling on the ground, it deletes them there to try to reduce the amount of lag that we have on the server here. What else is on there? Yeah, Vault and Chess Shop, you know, we can have a business district on the server, so people can open shops and whatnot and sell things there. Farm Protect, you know, essentially if you jump, it's just something, it's more of like a quality of life thing. It's annoying when you jump on a crop and it breaks. So that's meant to stop that from happening there. And then, but World Guard, again, it's another one of those. Dine Map, that is one that, it's cool. You can have access to a Google Maps-esque type thing there, so like it kind of shows like all the major things on the map, so like where the spawn is, and then like, you know, it has like an outline of like different like structures in that, so like it doesn't say like X's, you know, base or X's area, but it, you know, it kind of shows, so you recognize like the design and the area. You know, so for people who get easily lost, such as myself, all you need to kind of do is remember kind of what your base looks like, or a shape of something on there, and you can track it. Alright, so I'll grab some of the saplings, because I don't think I have many birch saplings, because I haven't done a lot with cutting down birch trees yet. So I want to make sure that we can replant and everything. Because again, this whole area used to be very, it was actually like, it was just like a hills area. There was no tree, like there was very minimal trees and that, so I kind of, you know, all this stuff that you're seeing has been planted, all these different types of trees and whatnot behind here. And I kind of like the look, you know, even though like, you know, from points like we will use this as a way to get wood and whatnot, but I like the look of having like all these woods behind the house of a variety of different trees and that. So the vanilla, I guess, is, I mean, it is technically, I guess, a vanilla server to the extent, you know, I guess it's what you classify vanilla to be. And that I see these things as not being like so much like, you know, it's kind of just like some basic server type things, and then some quality of life things. That's the kind of way I see it, so. And that's as vanilla as can be with this, but it's a lot of, you know, stuff to help the server actually function, and that to have like an economy, to be able to protect your base area from griefing or people coming and stealing your stuff. And, you know, the map is a quality of life thing that just makes it easier. And I mean, to be honest, like I wish that there was like a mini map type thing in Minecraft, anyways, because there are numerous times that I've gotten lost, and like, you know, it took a while to find my way back, because the landscape's not always the most distinctive, and that you know, I would say 1.18 made it a little bit more distinctive, because again, like, we're getting these bigger terrains and whatnot, but you know, beforehand, you know, biomes, like, and even before when they started, you know, when they started having biomes mixed, because then that way you could kind of say, like, okay, well, you know, my base was in, you know, because of how crazy some of the generation is now, it's like a jungle, and then right next to it's a tundra type of thing, because I've seen that. So far, it's a lot easier to remember. And that I have a lot more birch trees planted than I thought I did. So we'll chop down a few more. I'll see if I can maybe get a stack of it. That should be enough. There. And then I guess the other thing, and I'm really going to have to think about it, is, oops. What I'm going to do for the roof. The roof is always the hardest part for me. You know, we want to make it as spawn, you know, as mob safe as we can make it. So that things aren't spawning up there, but we also want it to look good. And that I'm kind of leaning towards like the dark like dark wood I'm kind of leaning towards for the roof of it. I think we'll do slabs, maybe doing like going like up and that type of thing. Alright, so I think we can also start, let's also start replanting some of these. Maybe close together. So we'll go all the way back. Actually, you know what, we haven't done that much. So this is good because we have some space over here. And a little bit of room, so we'll plant some more over here. And I mean, we could have went back into the creative test world, but I think I have an idea here for how we're going to do those. And you know, something that I really didn't do too much before I started the server, and something that I am going to start doing a lot more now. We're going to do a little bit more directly behind the house with the woods here. Oh, okay, I did them all. And I think that clear lag probably took the rest of the ones. So that is something to watch out for on the server. So I mean, if you're doing stuff like this, you know, especially in this area where, you know, like we have trees of all different types over here, but at the same time, it's you know, there's not a lot of natural trees. Actually, I'm gonna move this up here. There's not a lot of natural trees growing here, so it's not like a thick forest, nor is there really, you know, around the area any kind of foresty area. You know, there's a little bit more over there, but obviously that's going to be a pain in the butt to go over there every time we need wood. And you know, over that way it's more of just like a kind of like a, you know what I mean, it's just like a plains biome with no trees. Alright, so we got enough replanted, and well, actually we have 2 stacks. I didn't realize we had so many. I didn't look down. Alright, so we'll try to put one in there. Alright, let's get back to our house. So, that should be more than enough, though. We should be good. This is coming along real nice. I think it's just, it's taking some time. And that to come up with, but, you know, I think it's going to end up being a good thing. So let me just run back into here. And let's see what that converts a lot of these down. Alright, so we'll do 2 stacks for now. That's okay if we end up having a lot. We're probably going to have a lot more than we actually need, but that's okay. Alright, so we'll just do this for now. I think actually that should be more than enough, but we'll see. Alright, so we'll do it around the outside first. And actually I hope I have enough oak, otherwise we're going to have to go cut down some oak trees too. This is taking a lot of material. And I have that tendency to always underestimate like how much we actually need. Alright, maybe we could just put like a flower pot or something on the ground over there, since that's a little... Or I could just... We'll see. I'm also hoping that a wandering trader will come back. You know, the dude and his llamas were kind of just hanging out up there for a while. Alright, so actually we're going to need a lot more. See, that's what I'm talking about with underestimating. At least we'll get the outside done. or the exterior here. Actually, I should grab those window panes so that we can start. So let me just get this, because actually, yeah, you can't even see it from the outside now. My whole idea was I was trying to make the upstairs kind of spawn-proof, but that's not going to happen. We'll just make sure it's lit up. And also right now what we'll do is we'll make some more trapdoors as well. So let's we're just going to convert the rest of these down to, or convert as many of these down as we can to there. And I need, okay, we're definitely gonna have to get more. I think we're definitely gonna have to get more no. So let me do the 20. I just want to see how this is going to look. And we could always go around this way. Probably have to end up making a little bit more. Yeah, we're almost going to make it. Not quite. So yes, and the other thing is we'll have to get some more stone ones. So for right now, but this is what it's going to end up being. So 1, 2, 3. Well, and I guess the other thing is we're so we're gonna make a couple more trapdoors. Let's make 6. Trapdoors. Alright. Well, you know, we'll just make 8. That's fine. I have a few extra because eventually I'll need them anyways for some stuff outside, so. If we have any left. There. Alright, because now my other thought and why I just did. Interesting. Alright, what are we going to do here? Let's see how this looks. See, I kind of like the look of that, though, because especially when this is like all filled in and we're not just open sky here. Now, how am I going to fix this, though? Because, again... This is the other... Uh-oh. Horse is looking to see what we're doing. You know, I think we would need one more. I think it's tough to do like a kitty corner kind of. I don't suppose there's a way. Can I put it? But it's also going to be one down if I do that. Because again, if I was going to say if I could get it to rotate on the other side, but that's going to look bad anyways. Do I need to sleep or are we okay? Okay, it's just a rainstorm. Well, you know what though, is even if I do one, it's not going to like that, is that? It's still not going to like that. That's tough to do it like that. Unless I just put it on the back side back there and leave the side exposed. Or I could just get rid of... So we could just do that and modify it a little bit. And I guess the other thing I could do... So it's still kind of like, you know, we're going up. It's just at the end we go like, we have to come out here like this. So I get... maybe. Because we're actually going to have to do the same thing on the other side too. This could work. I mean, I guess it's going to have to be a compromise. And such, it's going to have to be, because, like, that's the only way. Without just leaving a, you know, a part exposed, because that way we're... Yeah, that'll have to do. That'll be okay. So let me say, so I guess I have to... We have the cobblestone, I just have to... You know, because at the time we were running low on cobblestone when I did that, because we went and we were dealing with the stuff in the nether. So I ran out of... And I think I was also low on coal, if I remember correctly, too. But we're okay now. So it goes 3. And then, yeah, because it'll be the one underneath then. Although, you know what? This will probably change, though, because that'll be... Actually, I'm wondering if I should just change all like the entire stairs to not even have any wood and just have this be all stone coming all the way up, maybe. Maybe we should do that instead, so it's more like consistent. I think that's what we're gonna do. So I guess I do have some coal, and I do have some So I'm just gonna go like this, and we'll do that for right now. We'll sleep. Alright, so we'll let those smelt down. What we'll do in the interim is we'll put the rest of the floor in. So I guess the other thing on the inside here is we technically do not need to do the entire... Because you could treat this as like some kind of like, you know... Is it molding if it's on the floor? You know, I'm talking about like the little strips on, like, you know, are on the walls and that type of thing. Oh. Because technically we don't have to do... Whoa, gotta be careful. Because like I said, even with the door... too tall. Also have to determine where we want to put the door into. We also have to go check on the... We'll go breed the animals again, too. So you're not even going to notice. I mean, it would just be like a step down on the inside, but I might be okay with that. Because we're not going to do as much upstairs. I mean, to be honest, like, a lot of the functional space is going to be downstairs. You know, like, we're going to have a kitchen area. Oh, just like that, are we out of slabs? Oh, no, here we go. So that way we wouldn't have to do the entire... floor. It could just be a step down, which I don't mind. And that way, because, you know, it's kind of cool, like, we could put the bed up on a little bit of a, podium type of thing. There we go. Oh, and I do have some more trapdoors. So we'll go down because then we can change this over. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna say we'll also try to maybe get the rest of the stone. I should probably grab some more cobblestone from downstairs. We're not flush with coal, but I guess, you know, that way I can get both sets of stairs done, because that's been like that for a while. Where do I have my cobblestone? This one. Let's grab a stack. So we'll throw some more into the furnace here. All right. Okay, so I got to turn them into stone bricks first. I'm running out of inventory space. Actually, we might not even have to. Let's hold up here. Well, I'll just take the rest of the coal out. Because again, I'm sure I'll have other purpose. Alright, so let's see if this messes with the trapdoors. I guess the other thing is there we go. You know what though, I don't think we have to push it back. And actually, you know what, maybe we won't run out of trap. Or maybe we won't have any. Can I put one right here? We can. I guess we could move these back, but I'm not so sure that I want... Because then again, it would encroach a little bit on the door here anyway, so... Sorry. You're throwing a fit. Yeah, I think, probably just leave it. I don't want... Let me just get this. Yeah, so we're gonna have enough stone. I could push it back, but this is probably for the best. There we go. So So now we got 2 whole. I wonder if we could put trapdoors, but I don't know how that would look. Let's just, I guess we'll make 2 more. Let's just see how they look. Going down. I also need to fix this, but that's been a pain in the butt trying to resize that, so. Alright, we'll use a couple. Do I have enough to make any more? Alright, so I guess we'll make 4. That's fine. I'll save them. Can we... How's this gonna look if I try to do this, though? Will this... Yeah, that's just not gonna... Oh, yeah, we're gonna kind of run into that problem. Even though that would look... Because then essentially we're gonna have this gap every little bit on the way down. That would look cool too. I mean, that's gonna look dumb. There's something standing over here? Oh no. If I could get it to not, well, I guess one other, well, actually, that's the one thing though, is that it's going to have to zigzag on the way out. That's going to be the wrong way. I'm about to pillar up. Can I reach? I wonder, what if we did all of them on the side opposed to... I can't really do that there though, because that would look... Why is this? Oh, would I have to go the other way, maybe? Because I want it to come up. Are the mechanics I'm trying to do impossible? Oop. Why is this not cooperating the way I wanted to? I guess the other thing is we could go every other... How does that look? Does that look kind of... Because they're going to kind of have that distinct like that, like the that these two are shackled together, but then it's loosely affixed to that one. That's what they're all going to kind of have, just because of the... Yeah, I don't know if I like that. They would all have to be affixed to the side. But for some reason it won't let me... Do I need a block underneath? Is that why? What if I put this underneath? That's probably why. But then it's going to be hanging down like that. So it doesn't really do anything, does it? Because I know when I take that other block away, yeah, that doesn't really... So it would have to be like that weird shackle formation. Unless chat knows another way. If we wanted to do on the stairway down. I mean, I kind of... I want railings, like I do. I'm just trying to see, like, is there a way to make this actually, like, work? Those are all gonna fall through. And the horse is probably like, what are you doing? This is the only way I can think to make this if we want to do this. Other than, like, but again, like with the stairs. I wish it was a better railing mechanic. I just don't know. I don't like that. I think we're just going to have to maybe not just leave those out. I want it to work, but it just, I don't think it's going to work the way I want it to. Gonna install a whole new plugin just to, if we could find one to make that work for railings. No, but I just, like, I wanted to, it's just that it's gonna look dumb, I think, like, having part of it have to hang up on the side and the other part. And it's honestly fine. It's fine like that. I spent a lot of time trying to figure that out. I should probably grab the glass pane so I can start putting some of those in. There's windows here, isn't there? Yeah, there's a window. Alright, we'll see how many glass panes we have, too. Where did I shove them? There they are. Just to kind of get some of the basic. Alright, and is there one right here? So this is the area we might need to fix up a little bit. Okay. What's kind of... Well, maybe not. What I do here... I see. This is one of the areas I was talking about that we had to fix. Yay. Alright, so we would put another... And let's see, okay, so it'd be like that. Double pillar, and then single pillar. But also it's different because of the way that we have the wood set up, because I also want to put, because in here, the reason that this is like this is because of the, actually this is another area I need to fix too. Actually there is no continuous pattern just because of, I want to put a fireplace in there. Actually, I'm just kind of wondering now, maybe just because that's right, I want to put a fireplace in there. Maybe we'll do that on the other side too. Then the brick would technically come up like that. Alright, so we do need... So here we need glass. And then we'll have to do it there too. Alright, so while we're down here, let's run and check in on the animals. Oh. Alright. Good job, guys. The chickens are a little bit more organized. Alright, I guess let's take some of the eggs back with us too. Oh, do I have no I have no inventory space. Oh well. I've been trying to stock up on everything. Again, like, not that I really need, like, a large amount of eggs or anything like that, but I've just been, like, stocking up on everything. And I guess the other thing that we could do, we'll have to melt down a little bit more. I'm gonna have to get some glass, too. Alright, so you have to put that like that, and then window here. There we go. Guys, we're gonna run out of window panes after. One more? Or did I just... Nope, I did it wrong. Alright, but there should be... Is this 3 wide? It is. Okay. I just laughed because I couldn't tell from them. Alright, and then we need... Yeah, so what I might do is we're going to be running low on oak and everything like that, is I might, be able to start laying down some of my ideas for the path out here too, since we have some extra stone. The big thing I needed the stone for was the stairs. Nope, did it again. Did I have... There'd be 1, 2, 3. So we would have to do that. Yeah, we're obviously going to be out of glass. So I'm going to have to go melt a bunch more down there too. So what I think too is, like, on tomorrow's stream, we'll probably do a little bit more resource gathering, because I'm going to have to... We're going to have to do that. So in terms of here, we might leave these down. We'll see. And I guess, like, I'll have to see what we're going to do here. But I'm happy we got this, like, a little bit more established up here, because this has been, like, a little while. And so I need more glass. So there is, I mean, we have a lot of sand, you know, even over there. And then actually I could probably take up some more sand over that way, because that's where we've been kind of digging out to connect 2 bodies of water, so it's easier to get around with the boat. So there. So what I'll probably do is, you know, for what we'll try to do really quick, and then we'll probably call it a day then. There. I know it's a little bit of a shorter stream today, but so let's get this going again. Melt down a bunch of that. Nope, I don't want chisel these. And actually, I don't know how much more we're going to need. Let me take this out. Do a few more. Alright, so we're gonna go like this. Because, I mean, this is the material I'm gonna use for... So I guess we'll start going like this, start coming down. Because this is probably gonna take... a little bit more to get down here from this design. Getting these slabs down, these are so hard to get down. So let's see, do I have dirt on me? I do. Oop. I feel like it takes way more to get, like, you know, down with, like, these type of stairs like this. I don't think they're as compact. I think that's why. But it's okay. That's why I kind of budgeted for, like... Alright, actually this might end up working out kind of close to perfect, so let's see, we'll have to melt a few more down. Yeah, so we'll do one more for now. We'll go little by little. Because again, I am going to do more with the pass, excuse me, and whatnot. So it's okay to melt down a little bit more. Actually, this worked out just about, well, totally planned. Cool, and that goes up one by one. Yeah, because eventually I'll also, I'm going to obviously change this out, so it's probably going to be like stone coming down. And then I was going to do like a nice stone brick wall, kind of like up here, and then maybe do some like, you know, like a tree or something like that in front here. And actually, well, actually one more. We got to come down. But it's okay, because this is where, there. Excellent. Because, yeah, because I was kind of picturing like a, I guess we should probably, like, start it right around here. Let's see. Trying to do like some quick. Maybe if we do it, how would this be? That can be wide enough. Maybe it's actually we'd have to come out one more, wouldn't we? Yeah, we would have to come out one more. So like to here. Yeah, I just want to see something. How's this gonna... Because again, we would have this come out to here. That's if I want to make it even on that side. It's tough to do 3 this way, though, just because, like, this is the way that we're... Because I also need to leave a space. Because we're going to have, like, stairs that come down into here, and then, like, I'll probably do a path, like, going up to the sea or something like that. Because I want to put, like, a fountain in here. That's what I'm trying to figure out. We could just do a double one, I guess. And actually, we're going to need more. We could do this really quick, just as, like, a little side. Look at the horse pondering. Alright, so let me melt out. Or we... Yeah, so we're actually going to have to leave... for right now, just to... Even though I guess it doesn't matter, but for aesthetics, just since we could see under the... Or does it matter? Let's see how this is gonna... And actually, you know what? Before I do that... Yeah, so we're gonna need a bunch more. Yeah, it's probably easier just to... So the next time, let's just try to get the... Let's see how that looks with the actual... Again, just a small little fountain in the beginning, or in the front there, nothing... Alright, so let's get that functional. Little glitch. How much damage does this do? Actually, none. Alright, let's hope this doesn't take out any crops. Actually, did this behave itself? Did. Is that too big of a... Does that look stupid? I mean, the other alternative would be, I guess, like... Well, because again, if I keep going even on each side, that's an issue because... Right, if I add one here and one here, we're in the same situation, I guess, unless we're going to do 3. I just love the look of water in this pack. I just love it. You know, we'll actually have to go in and... So we'll actually get ready for bed in a second, and then we'll, Okay, so we'll just kind of whatever we get out of this for now. Yeah, stone. Oh, that's all we're gonna get. That's okay. I've been meaning to do that project for a little while too. We might just have to do stairs in the actual house, because I wanted to do that down to like our little basement area, but then it became like an obscene, you know, area. Alright, let's run. We'll also check on the animals after those. Yeah, let me out. Alright, so that should be stone all around. Yeah, so I guess the other thing is it's a little bit of a tight fit, I guess. Because that would be here. But again, I don't need, it doesn't need to be much. Yeah, there's not a lot of room. So unless I take out, which I could take out an entire back and have this come out a little bit more, so we're not like, we have a little bit of room, so I could do 2 around. I'll probably end up doing that. Let me just take this up. I'm sorry, the water just came pouring out. There we go. Like that. And like I said, probably what I'll do then is I'll have like a strip of grass then coming out. Well, it'll probably be like brick, but I'll have like a strip coming out this way. So we lose a row, but it's fine. I don't want to come out too far. We can't really match it like that just because it's... And actually we can... I am really surprised the water's not coming, like, pouring through. Well, actually, you know what? No, it's going to be the same, because when I do this... I would need a few more. So that way it's like an appropriate amount of room. This looks like a giant blob of water. I think the other thing is it's just because it looks like... I guess that's a fountain. Okay. So I guess let's melt down a few more stones so that we can make this, we can kind of finish up that aspect of it for now. I'll do 1. Yeah, because the whole thing, like I said, like I wanted to have like a fountain type thing. But again, fountain mechanics are obviously, you know, that's, as far as I know anyways, that's as far as we're going to get. So I'm actually happy with this because I wasn't anticipating doing the stairs today. You know, because I think, you know, once we finish this up, I think we're going to wrap it up for today. Because next time we'll have to do some more resource gathering. But that way, yeah, I mean, what I'm picturing is, again, like, you know, we'll have a branch off, you know, coming down this way. And then, you know, we'll have another branch off coming over this way that's going to be heading to, like, our barn area and, you know, the other aspects of our base over that way. You know, eventually I'm thinking about putting, like, a harbor in over here. Originally, I thought we were going to put it in the front of the house, and I'm like, and that, because it kind of makes more sense than having, like, a farm in the front, but I guess, like, that just kind of works. And then I figured eventually we could, yeah, this is going to be a deep harbor, but that way we could kind of dig this out and whatnot, and kind of make this more into a harbor and that. And then, you know, there's another thing too is I'll try to take some sand and some supplies from over there, because we've been trying to connect it, because there's this river that goes all the way down, and then there's another river connects all the way over there to the ocean. But there was like, you know, the continent here was connected to this one over there, so we've been kind of digging that out a little bit, kind of creating our own Suez Canal. And this looks nice and golden. And then we'll see, because I'm going to take this back, and like I said, like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do for different rows and whatnot, because obviously this one right here exists, you know, and we'll probably... Because the initial row here, and then I pictured... Okay, so maybe we'll leave that. And maybe we'll do, like, more stone bricks coming over this way or something like that. I don't know. Or we could just kind of have it... have a stone wall here, or a stone wall starting here. It'd be interesting, I guess, and have it go up. I don't know. Not super high, but that way it'll be like that, and then... Well, this is really starting to look like something. Like I said, like I was saying this yesterday, but it's like, once you start really terraforming, you know what I mean, that's when it really starts to feel like a, you know, like it's ours type of thing. And that's what I'm starting to feel like now. So we'll do the last little bit here. So we'll actually get a couple. More than what we need. But yeah, this is another project I've been meaning to do for a while, so... But this is more landscaping work anyways. Definitely have more work to do. Can I do this without damaging? Yeah, that's right, this is going to be blocked off, so we'll have like a stone. Or we could leave it with grass on that side and just put like the trapdoors. I thought about doing that too. Maybe we'll do that instead. I might do stone brick, like, leading up to the house, and then you see the house on top of the hill. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, 7. Oh, that's right, because we did that. That's going to be... What's that? I guess I could just do the path 3 wide. Let me take... Am I going to be 1 short? Then, that's right, because if we... Yeah, but that way we kind of have the paths, like, coming off of there. And that going every which way. And then I'm going to utilize more trapdoors and whatnot, too. So yeah, because I think I'm going to put, like, a strip of grass here, and then we'll put the trapdoor, and then maybe we could try to put, like, flowers or something like that. There. And it's actually getting dark. But I think that would be a pretty good look. Did a squid just die over there? But yeah, so I'm undecided yet how we're gonna... Because obviously we're doing... I don't know if we want to do like a whole grass level at this level. But this one I might do a stone wall on the top here. Well, actually, you know what? I was actually going to do a stone wall down here. That's right, I was going to do a stone wall instead of trapdoors. You know, along the... So, like, you know, going from down here, so we'll have another row. And then we'll have, like, all the way down to the water here. And whatnot, and then we'll see. Maybe I'll end up, like, filling this in and dragging this out a little bit more. That's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. The fountain's kind of blah. I had it pictured a little bit better in my mind, but you know, because yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do a lot with the other paths right now. I mean, I guess we have to finish up there. You know, eventually, I guess I could come and do the stone wall, because again, like, I don't think it's just a cobblestone wall, right? There's not a stone wall. Or is there? There is. Maybe that'll look a lot nicer. Actually, let's melt down one more. One more and then we'll call it a night. Because I just want to see, like, I want to see how that's going to look. So maybe I have a bunch of dirt, so maybe we'll take up the back row really quick. Actually, while we're waiting, I guess I could do that. Because I wasn't sure what I was going to do, but that... So I'll have to. Maybe we'll also kind of work on this a little bit next time, too. How much room do I have? Oh, okay, I have some spaces. Let me just do this really quick. That would have been bad. Yeah, so it's just kind of moving this up by one. So let me see. Yeah, I'll probably actually work on this a little bit more. How many do we need? Alright, let's get some... Okay, so that's pretty resource intensive. I guess we get 6 out of it, though. I just want to see how this is going to look. Well, that actually looks nice. It looks nicer in a cobblestone wall. I kind of like it. The only other thing could be like bringing it out one more, but again, like I'm starting to give up like a lot of farmland if I start to do that. That's the thing that's tough. I mean, not that, like, it's a huge concern, but, like, there's a lot of we have a lot of farmland. Even then, like, I can extend this out a little bit more if need be, I guess. It is a little bit of an undertaking, but... But I guess, you know what, maybe not. Actually, I don't think we need to beyond this point, because we're actually going to have... Yeah, actually, there's 2 spaces there, isn't there? So actually, that's more than enough. Because we can't do this design without... But I was thinking that at first, I'm like, well, I just want 1 strip of land, and I know I'm getting, like, very picky here. But at first I wanted one strip of land, but again, like, that makes it difficult here. I'll probably change this out with, like, a stone block on either side here of it, and then we'll have the wall kind of come down and kind of go the length of the, you know, in front here. Because like I said, I kind of like that for the outside. And then, like, up here we'll have to decide, like, do we want the whole thing to be, you know, like a front lawn kind of thing, and then, like, you know, I don't know, maybe we could even put, like, a small little garden or something up in front of the house here, too. Which that would actually be unique, because that way it's like we could just have this come down, and then, like I said, I could have, like, you know, from this point, or from, maybe from this point, I could have the big stone wall, like, you know, up to, like, this level. Am I gonna have enough dirt to... That's a tall wall. But you're basically not going to be able to see the... Because if I kind of have, like, the wall come, like, all the way down this way, that's what it would be, essentially. But that would be nice, though. And we could do 2 layers here, so that I'm not going up, like, even higher, because then I'd have to go up one more level. Because then we could do stone. Well, I would probably do stone on the outside here, then. Oh, that's a song and the music. I do kind of like this. It's like having a nice little overlook or something. I guess if we could turn this into a garden in the front or something. I think this will look nicer probably when it's done, that's why. But then again, like, I'll be putting stone on the edges here, so this is like a placeholder kind of thing. Yeah, so we'll do 2 layers, you know, like we'll do the layer up here. And then we'll do a layer down here with like an overlook kind of thing. Kind of thing, and then we'll have stone on both sides. So I'm saying it's going to take a lot of stone, actually. That's right, so you could probably just smelt a lot of it down. And then we'll have the wall go at least to the extent down there. And then over there, too. I'm hesitant to drag the farm out anymore, because again, like I did... I mean, the river's wide enough, and I could always take that up over there, too. And that we could always, because I think there was room, but we have to be careful over there because there is a big cave over there too. But I guess we always could do that. So, a lot of good ideas though. I'm happy with this. This makes, you know, like, again, we made a lot of progress today. There's a lot more to go, obviously, here, but I think it's kind of cool because even with the outside, so not just getting the inside done, but also getting a feel for the outside here. And actually, I didn't think of this till now. How is this going to go over here? Is this going to work? Oh yeah, this will work. Yeah, let's keep going down that way. So if I extend the coast out, or if I extend it, I don't know how far I'm going to go. And honestly, like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do this direction anyways. Like if I'm going to build a bridge over here to get to the other land over there, because, like, you know, there is a village, there is a reason to go over there, and I guess it does give us more ground for building and whatnot if we connect over there as well. Too. I don't know if I want to extend this out any further just because of the, you know, again, I want to leave this open kind of thing, but I think we're heading in a good direction here. Oh. Actually, this is... I want those leads. you have anything for us? Not that I really have. Yeah. Did his lead already break? I'm actually surprised he hasn't tried to spit at me yet. Okay. Let's get one lead out of that. Alright. Sorry, guy. I didn't really want your wares, I just wanted your leads. Oh, there's another one. Then what I was going to say. You're not going in my house. I'm not going to hurt him because I don't want to deal with pillagers, but... Okay. Stalking our house. Yeah, I think we're going to end up doing this, and then that way I'll have like this. So it's kind of like it'll be like a big stone wall, but... You know, it'll be nice to kind of have like an overlook garden area type of thing there. So I'm happy with this. I think that I think so far we're making some good progress in that. We'll definitely do a little bit more tomorrow. I mean, I have to do some more resource gathering, and you know, I'm not going to be too concerned about this because I mean, over here even. I just take his invisibility. I don't want him sneaking in the house. If he sneaks in here, I'm going to have to. Alright, let me just grab these out of here. Alright, we'll convert those down. Let me just... Wow, we ran out of inventory space. We'll make a post for the horse soon, too, so we can get him out of the house. There. Alright, let's just take a look from... if we can, upstairs really quick, just to get a bird's eye view. And then, you know, I said this twice, but we'll call it a night after this. Alright. So yeah, so no, I'm happy so far. So we kind of got a design idea in place here. And actually, you know what, that just dawned on me. We're gonna have to get the horse out of here before we go too far. Just because again, he won't fit through the door. So we might actually, that might be a little thing we have to do, is we'll probably put a post up for the horse next stream as well. So, but yeah, I'm liking this so far, and I'm happy that we kind of did this outside as well, just because you know, it's you know, I've been meaning to do it in that, so it's not just a grass thing there. And yeah, you know, we're not going to do a ton with the path just yet. I think we're going to try to finish up the interior and that, because that's my first project, obviously, is doing this. You know, I want to do some more automated farms as well coming up in that, but then, you know, we're going to need a barn, and the barn will probably go over there. And I also, because now that we have carrots, I need to make one for pigs as well, so we'll probably look on the right side there. I'm thinking of, like, we'll have to kind of fix up the cave. Like, that's like a mining area that was already there. We'll have to kind of fix that up, and that, but we'll probably have the path go up to there, and then, you know, we'll see where else I connect it from there. But then, you know, over here we'll have other things, so we'll do that. But yeah, so I want to finish the interior, although we need to get the horse out of here. We'll keep reading the animals and that, so, you know, tomorrow's stream will probably be, it'll be a little bit more of this then. So, but yeah, so I think we're going to leave it here for tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, on the way out, if you're not following, please consider following. Again, if you want to join the server at some point, it will get you 500 points just by 500 Euro coins just by following there. It's free, doesn't cost anything there as well. And of course, we are over on Discord. I will fix the link, as it was brought to my attention today that the link is not working, so I will try to fix that. And we're also over on Twitter and YouTube as well, where all the VODs are uploaded over there. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, your weekend, and I hope your week ends up with a great start, and we'll be back tomorrow night for some more server play. So, alright guys, take care. See you soon. Bye for now.